No, Commander.
You didn't see them. It's impossible that it's causing problem.
Everybody, put your weapon on safety so that you don't fire your friend.
Say it, everybody.
Yes,
Commander. I know you are crying because they kill your regular. That is not the time to cry. Look at me. That is not the time to cry. Good morning, sir. I'm standing here with Sector 2 Commander. The armed helicopter have just come over our head. The instruction I gave them, anything moving, they should engage it because most of my gun trucks are not moving. Like I said earlier, we are with the leading Erupts, and the 3 battalions are fighting and deployed. Nobody is running. But what we have here, I will give you some estimates to guide your good decision, sir. Boko Haram has fired more than 100 mortar bombs at us. They have fired more than 80 to 100 RPGs at us. In addition to more than 8 to 10 gun trucks from every side since yesterday, we have not run, and the soldiers are not misbehaving or disobeying orders. We have casualties. I will come and see you in person on what we need to do, but we are not running. Neither is any soldier misbehaving or running. Sir, if you can look at that, that's one of our Erupt tire that is not run flat, that bullet tore. We have used more than 20 Erupt tires here. That's another one, sir. We have changed close to 250 Elos tires due to the terrain. This is what we are facing in the Timbuktu triangle, sir. But we are not running. We are fighting as a system, and we are doing our best to contain the situation and to achieve your mission, sir.
Here are our troops injured.
Record me. Good morning, sir. General Denny. Sir, the soldiers are not running. The 3 battalions are standing and fighting, though we have casualties. The intelligence assessment concerning the Timbuktu triangle is very wrong, sir. Since yesterday, we have been met by very strong resistance, more than pockets of Boko Haram. This morning, from every flank, not less than 15 gun trucks are facing us. These people have fired more than 100 RPG at us, and have fired several mortars at us. And they have fired more than 100 RPGs and so many mortars on us. This is the true situation, sir. I'm here on the ground. This is General Buba here, sir. No any general is running or not leading the men. Sir, look at this soldier. They are not running away. Neither is any of them afraid. We are good to go, but here now these things are working against us.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So the video you just watched is the video of the Nigerian soldiers on the battleground. You had the report they gave. Please, I want to beg you to pay a very close attention, because this is a security update, and you need to get me right. Oh yes. Now, you could hear them from that video saying that they are being bombarded by the Boko with all sort of weapons, including RPGs. For those of you that don't know RPG, there are those buam they used to carry on the shoulder here. Maybe I'll put the picture so that you get it. So, according to them, that the Boko has fired them with over 100 RPGs and so many other weapons. Now, after watching this video, I asked myself, where are these Bokos getting these weapons from? As I said earlier, that video came out a couple of months ago, but till today, this same thing is still happening. The Boko are still firing soldiers in Sambisa, in fact, in most part of northern Nigeria. Then you ask yourself, where are these Bokos getting their weapons from? In fact, a couple of weeks ago, we saw where the Boko members showcased their newly acquired armor tanks. You doubt me? Let me show you the video.
EFCC chairman when they park boys for everywhere, when they own phone and laptop, see bandit with guns, with armor tanks. Boko na go park them. DSS, when they sabi they arrest people like the show worry, so they arrest people like the very dark man, they arrest activists and they arrest people for this country. See, now military weapon all these bandits they will for year, armor tank and the whole lamb for years, so they video and they come outside. Gonna go find them. Now people want off phone, they do video like this. Now they find, they detect where they dey. Now call they arrest them. Commissioner of Police, IGP or police, Mr. Arrest of arresting so worry. Oh yeah, Mona go arrest this, Mona find them for bush. Our military personnel, Mona go find people for bush. Now uniform and they personate so. Now uniform, now weapon, and all these people they carry the personnel, they put for camera. So Mokuna go pack them. I'm not supporting crime. I'm not supporting fraud. But the way EFCC chairman say they pack boys when old phone and laptop, people cannot go enjoy again for this country.
Did you see that? Now let me shock you. According to Google, what are the requirements one has to have before he or she, an individual, can buy tanks? According to Google, it says to buy a military tank, an individual must obtain government authorization, which include specific permits like an International Import Certificate (IIC) and an End User Certificate (EUC), as well as an order document with the purchase details. Now ask yourself, who are those in government signing for these Boko members to go and import or to go and buy these armored cars? Or are you telling me that these Bokos are the ones producing these armored cars? Are they the ones producing them? Are they the ones, constructing these armored tanks? Of course, no. A couple of months ago, we saw a video. They told us that the Boko members now have a drone. And according to the Nigerian military, that the Boko drones is very difficult to detect.
Since November of last year, we noticed the introduction of the use of armed drones to carry out attacks. Like you will find out in Eastern Ukraine, these drones are difficult to detect by conventional radar detection systems.
So the Nigerian army recently released a statement stating that the Boko Haram that our brothers, Nigerian army, are fighting and now fighting back with drones, not just anyhow drone that is equipped with weapon. Meaning say you go day ground, they try fight for ground, they will now fly with drone from up, they fight you from up. So you now wonder why our brothers in the military are dying in mass, because recently a lot of ambush attacks were carried out on Nigerian armies in Borno State, and the press are not even talking about it enough, that many, more than hundreds of Nigerian soldiers were ambushed and unalive. In fact, a lot of horrific, I don't even know how to describe it, because it's quite appalling that you see the kind of inhuman treatment that those terrorists or those Boko Haram.
My question remains, who are those signing these documents for Boko members to go and buy these weapons? Who are those signing the document for them? But before then, as I said earlier, this video is for security, so we must watch and listen carefully. Please, I'm going to allow you to listen to this video now. This one is another big exposition. Please, I beg you to listen. And then after watching it, then you understand. For those saying that IPOB are terrorists, those in the East are terrorists, maybe from this video, we will understand those who are real terrorists. Please, I beg you to watch this video once again.
But we cannot resolve issue of sponsors of Boko Haram that were in Buhari's government, that we know them.
Oh, what started Boko Haram? Everybody knows. It was started in Borno by the then Borno governor, Ali Sharif. He is still roaming the streets freely. Yes. When Yusuf Yusuf was caught alive. Who created it? The ECOMOG. Who created the ECOMOG? We have to look at the root cause in order to find a solution. The root cause of that problem, as we know it today, is Ali Sharif. He used them for his own political machinery. He armed them as his political thugs. He even made one of them a commissioner, but they became too powerful. And they had no option but to try an elimination, which was not possible, and which we are all paying for.
The ruling party is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. My name is Martin Onovo. I said it. APC is the direct sponsor of insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria. Ask me for the evidence. We have it, the authority of retired Colonel Nyam, that the Fulani headsmen repelled in Ogoja were using Nigerian army rifles from the barracks in that vicinity, and that the soldiers came to collect the rifles back. Now, who is the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces?
Has insecurity come to stay in Nigeria?
Insecurity cannot come to stay. Insecurity has come to stay with the present government. And the present government cannot last forever. It will not last forever. So insecurity has not come to stay, unless you're talking about come to stay in the short term. Once you have a good government, these things will stop. Kaubaraje Alaji was a leading chieftain of the APC, and he has confessed that they imported the foreign mercenaries who have become bandits. He has confessed. How much more evidence do you need? He has confessed that they imported them for the elections. This is public. Why is the media not following up? Why are we not asking for accountability? So it seems very clear to me and to so many others. If you're in the public space, you hear people talking and pointing fingers. The ruling party is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. My name is Martin Onovo. I said it. APC is the direct sponsor of insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria. Ask me for the evidence.
What are the facts?
Good. I just gave you confession of Kawu Baraje.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, Miyetti Allah made a public statement that if you want peace in your state, don't call any meeting. Provide land for Fulanis in your state. Public statement. Miyetti Allah. Miyetti Allah is a collaborator with the ruling party. We had a report that the ruling party funded Miyetti Allah to the tune of 100 billion. I wasn't there when the payment was made, but that's in the public domain. We had an official report that the government of Nigeria was going to establish a radio station in collaboration with Miyetti Allah, where Fufude, the Fulani tribal dialect, will be the language of communication. Now, interestingly, you asked me for facts. We have it on the authority of the Ondo State government that the PRO of Miyetti Allah in Ondo State led the criminal suspect gang that killed Parafa Shoranti's daughter. That is on the authority of the Ondo State government. And they have been arrested. And the leader of the gang is the PRO of Miyetti Allah in Ondo State. We have it of the authority of the Nigerian police that a headsman was arrested with a military rifle in Plateau State. I have the number of the rifle. I can send it to you by SMS. I just need to check my records. I have the rifle number. We have it the authority of retired Colonel Nyam that the Fulani headsmen repelled in Ogoja were using Nigerian army rifles from the barracks in that vicinity, and that the soldiers came to collect the rifles back. Now, who is the Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces? Who should be responsible for the activities of these armed forces? We have it on the authority of General Danjuma. Danjuma has commanded these forces. We have it on the authority of General Danjuma that the armed forces are conniving with the bandits that are killing citizens. How much more evidence do you want? How much more evidence? We have hard physical evidence. We have testimonies from relevant authorities. How much more evidence do you want?
I've served the military intelligence for the past 35 years. It has always been the case. I'm always a member of the Security and Intelligence Brief at the Defense Headquarters. So the center of gravity of Boko Haram and insurgency in Nigeria are the sponsors of that program. It was beyond us, because the job we need to do is kinetics. Fight, destroy places, resolve issues. Yep. But we cannot resolve issue of sponsors of Boko Haram that were in Buhari's government, that we know them.
When you say we, who?
I was in the military intelligence, okay. And the defense headquarters staff that I work with, they know. And that was why we couldn't pursue that aspect that could have resolved that problem, because you need to arrest people. And recently, 400 people were gathered as sponsors of Boko Haram. Why is it that government has refused to try them? You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on the air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Asu Rock. And what I'm saying now, the Department of State Services are listening to me. They know them.
Yes. Government, this is at your doorstep. Bandits are now saying that you are the ones using them. And we've also seen allegations against government officials. Mm-hmm. We've also seen government officials do photo op with bandits. Right. We've also had government officials being mentioned. Right. Government, if you love this country, release the list of the terrorist financiers that was released in Dubai.
All right. Our armed bandits in Katsina State have made stunning allegations claiming the Nigerian government orchestrated their criminal activities only now decided to call for peace during a peace meeting between Batagwawa and Karachinchi communities held on Saturday. One of the bandits declared they have stopped attacks following government intervention. The bandit spokesperson stated in a now viral video, and I quote, "It was the government that wanted us to engage in banditry, but now it has called us and told us to stop." He alleged that despite 2 months of attempts to initiate peace talks, authorities only located them when they genuinely decided to engage. The armed group insisted that peaceful coexistence depends entirely on Nigerian leaders, stating, "If you want to cry, don't cry with us, the terrorists, but cry with your government, for they are the ones who made us do what we have been doing." I mean, this is really, really alarming, Rufai. The allegations raise serious questions about the relationship between criminal networks and state actors, echoing long-standing suspicions about complicity in Nigeria's worsening insecurity. Rufai, your thoughts, and also I'd like your thoughts on the two stories as well, just to put them all together before we take this one.
Real quickly, see, Oji, in a country where bandits can pick up a mic and say this in a public space, when did they say this? What has been the reaction of the government to it? You see, that's why I said a lot of the problems our government can solve if we are ready. And this attempt to make it be about Christians and Muslims is never true. My Muslim brothers, my Christian brothers, we are all one, united. Our adversaries are those that are using insecurity to hurt all of us. Let's not fall to their propaganda. Christians, Muslims, can't you see they've started again? They've started using our heads to knock each other. Christians, Muslims, can't you see that they're not talking about the killings of all of us as Nigerians? They are talking about us against each other. Christians, Muslims, we need to be united. Just like we all prayed together and we stood united during EndSARS. We serve one God, the living God. Do not allow these actors to pit Christians against Muslims. Our adversary is the insecurity. I'm happy that Reverend Ayab is speaking up against this. So, during the data, although because I'm not seeing the primary data that Beacon Security had, but doesn't this data even justify the allegations of genocide? Genocide, when you go back to Lepkin's definition of genocide, it talks about intent to clear out, the cultural antecedents, physical assault and brutality. Over 100 churches. Doesn't it talk about it? And so when government was saying 81% reduction, but Beacon Security is saying there's been an increase. What terrorism index is saying Nigeria is now number 6 from the position of number 8 it was in 2023. Isn't it time for us to look inward? So government, this is at your doorstep. Terror bandits are now saying that you are the ones using them. And we've also seen allegations against government officials. We've also seen government officials do photo op with bandits. We've also had government officials being mentioned. Government, if you love this country, release the list of the terrorist financiers that was released in Dubai. And let justice and the killing end.
Well, Ayo, before I come to you, meanwhile, U.S. Congressman Riley Moore of West Virginia, who has been one of the leading voices in the American government's allegations of a Christian genocide, appeared on Fox News telling the public not to test President Trump's resolve on the issue. Moore stated that Trump is very serious about the issue and that Nigeria should instead use this moment as an opportunity to build a stronger relationship with the United States. Let's take a look.
I've said this multiple times, do not test this president's resolve. He is very serious about this. And I do want to highlight something that I've been saying constantly here, that this is actually an opportunity for the Nigerians to strengthen and deepen their relationship with the United States, where we could actually do some enhanced partnership capacity building with them to counter this terrorist threat that they have just spreading across their country. So I'm asking Nigeria, do the right thing here. Partner with the United States. Help us protect the Christians in your country, and we will help you. This doesn't have to be all sticks. It can also be carrots here. Or we do have these kinetic military options on the table, which the president has made very clear he will consider.
This is the point, Ayo. Well, Moore's comments in this interview appear to reflect a change in tone from the more aggressive rhetoric the public initially heard from President Trump and his threats to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing. The congressman has suggested that cooperation might be possible for both countries to strengthen their relationship with one another. And this is what I have been preaching on this table. Ayo, a quick sum up and then we'll take our milestones.
All right, so the video with the bandits just justifies what I said earlier about the government knowing who these terrorist financiers are. They know who the people who are behind them, and they can go after them if they have the political will. Now, this is where the US comes. Yes, we can argue about whether or not the US has Nigeria's best interest at heart, but that tweet or that ex-post by Donald Trump has changed the trajectory of things for Nigeria. We're at least now talking about insecurity. It's now on the front burner more than it's ever been, at least in recent times. And so for that reason alone, I am happy for that ex-post. Now, going back to the advice by Pastor Deboye saying that let's diplomatically have conversations with the United States and show with evidence that we can handle this issue. But can we have partnership in terms of support? The best way that America can help Nigerian Christians or Nigeria as a whole to tackle insecurity is to work with the government, because whether or not America cannot situate its boots on ground forever, they will have to go back. So can they empower or work in synergy? So from intelligence, what they're saying is that let us be aware of the dates you're coming, if you're coming, when you're coming at all. Work with the Nigerian security apparatus, because at the end of the day, whatever is left in terms of mopping up the rest of what they've done, it's the Nigerian army that will do that. And so the Nigerian army has to be empowered, equipped in collaboration with the United States to ensure that we tackle insecurity. We have the solution. Let's work in hand with another power that has even better capacity to handle these issues.
Yes, I mean, the government has shown, the Nigerian government has shown that they have a listening ear, right? I mean, I know that they are listening at this point. What we need is a collaboration, and I will keep emphasizing that the best that I can.
It's all right. Is it very clear now? Is it very clear now? Anyway, do well to drop your comment in the comment section. I'll see you in my next video. There are so many updates I want to share with you. Thank you very much, and may God continue to bless you.